And I'm back. Well, I wasn't planning on doing another one of these videos for New World, but they've made a big change recently that isn't significant, and I wanted to let you, my friends, and everybody know. They had the servers locked down for a while they were sorting out how to get their load balancing going. They have now opened the servers back up for character creation. So I told everybody, hey, come join me on Asphodel server. And people went and they tried to create characters and the game wouldn't let them because they had it locked down. So number one, server creation, character creation is open once again. So now you can create a character on Asphodel, which is the server that I play on with my posse. And I'd like you to come join us. Furthermore, if you're playing on another server and you've played on, you've already started your character, they are making arrangements for character migration. So not only can you start a character on Asphodel and join the Grifters of Mercy, like that, you can also move your character over if you want to come play with us. We're a syndicate group. We've joined the syndicate side because they're the thinkers, the scientists, the brains. And Asphodel is an East Coast server. I know a lot of us are on the West Coast, but there's very little lag at all. It's not even a factor. So I hope that won't discourage you from coming and playing. So I'm just going to jump in here. Here is Azmyth Actual. I have been concentrating on my crafting and my gathering far more than I have you leveling. I don't PvP, at least I haven't up to this point. I've done no player versus player. So I'm not really concerned about, having the best gear just yet. Right now we're in our foundational building stages, right? We're building it up and all of us are kind of doing our thing, getting our craft skills up. Like I said, I'm only 26 level. Give you an idea of what I'm looking at. There's my boy. As I said, we're syndicate. My company is the Grifters of Mercy. That is subject to change. That's just a little fun that we're having now. But apparently, which is really interesting, the game lets you change your guild names and symbols pretty much anytime you want to, which I thought was kind of interesting. So there's your boy. I am definitely a strength-based fighter. Primarily a great axe fighter, but I also do a little bit of shooting with a musket. And I've got a high focus because the way you heal is with the Staff of Life. Your character classes in this game are determined by the equipment that you use. So there is no, I'm a mage, I'm a fighter, I'm a cleric. It doesn't really work that way. Depending upon what you pick up and what you manipulate kind of explains what you do. So like I said, I'm a great axe guy. So here's my progression for my great axe. I'm pretty well versed in it already. And it gives you both special abilities and some other things that you can buy there. All right. I'm also a musket dude. So I love the musket. It's just a cool aspect of the game. It lets you go hunting and, it's just a fun aspect. I do enjoy that. And then last but not least, my life staff, which is the way that you can heal yourself and heal others. If you wanted to be a healer in this game, you definitely go the way of the life staff progression, so you can be good at that. And finally, here's the important part, my trade skills. So you can see compared to my character level, I'm only level 26 as a character, but I'm already a level 100 cook. That is the highest of my crafting. I'm definitely first and foremost a cook, and I also do a lot of arcana. I make a lot of potions and I make magic items. Refining wise, you can see my smelting and my woodworking are pretty high, as well as my gathering. All of my gatherings are pretty high. I spend a lot of time collecting stuff. So you can see you can easily focus on things other than just going out and grinding on monsters or fighting in PvP. And most of my experience that I've gained has been through my crafting. Unlike other games that have come before it, this MMO rewards you with character experience as you do all of your activities. So if you dedicate yourself to crafting, you don't have to be stuck at a low level compared to everyone else in your group or your guild or the people that you play with. So that's kind of cool. That's very kind of cool. If you saw my first play video, you kind of saw what it's about. I'm going to chop down some trees here because I can, because it's one of the things I enjoy doing, collecting up some wood. Just about everything in this game can be picked up and collected. At my level, I can be picking up really rare stuff. There's a lot of rare reagents and a lot of high-level Tier 2, Tier 3, and Tier 4 materials that you have to be higher level just to collect them. And right now, I'm hanging out in enemy territory. Living dangerously. So these purple sections belong to the Syndicate. These are the parts that belong to my group. This is the Protectorate. I believe the gold is the religious people, the Zealots, and the green is the Marauders. I think they're the fighter, bloodthirsty effers. Whereas we're the thinkers, we're the artists and the scientists. Of course, we want the Syndicate. So I'm cruising around in enemy territory, as you can see. And there are all kinds of mountains. There are fishing holes. I've done a lot of fishing today, so I'm not going to do any fishing for this video. I am just going to spend a few more minutes here, kind of cruise around, see if I can find some cool stuff. You can always pick up bushes. You know, there's always things hiding in the bushes too. I'm a fisherman, so when you collect bushes, a lot of times you'll also collect bugs, like right there. I just got a woodlouse bait, and I can use that immediately to catch fish, which increases their size, increases their everything. The yield that you will pull out of the water is always better when you use these kind of baits. The game has these pre-staged camps all over the place, and you can temporarily bind yourself to a camp when you're out and about in the field. So if you get killed, you don't go all the way back to the settlement. You can actually come back to the camp that you bind to. I have yet to use one. Not once, not in almost 50 hours of play. I have never used a camp even a single time. So it may play to your style of play. It may not. Let's see. What are we doing? We're walking down the road. Yes, I can come over here. Now you have to be at least level 50 of a logger in order to cut down a mature tree. Now here's a mature tree. Of course, my logging is high enough. When you cut a mature tree, you get aged wood, whereas when you cut a young tree, you get young wood, and you do different things with different types of wood have to be used in different manufacturing, depending upon, there's a whole line of making furniture here, because player housing is a big thing, and decorating player housing is a big thing. So there's all kinds of opportunities for you to become a craftsman. Maybe you want to make a furniture. Maybe you want to be a furniture maker. Not interest me even a little bit. I have no interest in that at all. So I've kind of shied away from it, because that's not why I play these games. I don't play these games to SimCity this thing and to decorate houses, and other people do other things, Everybody gets a different thing out of their style of play. And what I love about New World is that it accommodates all of those styles. If you want to be a hunter-gatherer, you can be. If you want to be, what have I done? Get myself in a hole here. If you want to be a killer, if you want to be a PvP monster, you can do that. The game really supports a lot of different play styles, which I love. I think that's essential for a successful game to make a lot of people happy. And I have just gotten myself in a bad spot. Can you fall and die? You may be asking yourself. Well, the answer is yes, you can. If you're real careful about your descent, even if you're going down a relatively sheer spot, you can still be careful like I'm doing here. So there's a little bit of damage. Took 27 points of damage there. So, ooh. That's a big fall. That one's going to hurt. There's another 77 points of damage. If you're careful about it, you won't die. You can kind of slide your way down the mountain and not hurt yourself too terrible. And look, that wasn't so bad. So while I'm here, let's do a little hunting. What do we got here? We got a kitty. All right. So, of course, after you take down your foe, you can then skin it. You can get meat from it. Yes, I'm streaming. Giving strange looks from the house here. So, okay. So now I've killed this thing, right? And I want to, well, there's a bush in the way. So let's get that bush out of the way so we can see what we're doing. All right. There's loot. So this particular thing dropped loot in the form of a bag. I take it all. It's a strong mana potion. Meh, I make those anyway. I don't care. But we got to line up on this thing so we can have our meat. There we go. Sierra Wildcat. So now I'm going to harvest the Sierra Wildcat. I'm going to get skins from him, and I'm going to get meat from him. The skins turn into leather. You can make armor out of it. The meat, of course, you can cook the meat. And, you know, some people might think, oh, that's gross, eating a cat. Well, you know, you make do with what you can. Dead logs. Let's just clear them right out of the way. Boom. Thank you. Moving on. So you can benefit just by running around on your own, doing your own thing, collecting up all kinds of reagents. You can gather up with your friends. A big group of us will constantly come out to the waters like this, and we'll do some fishing. So let me see, get out into here, and I'll switch to my fishing pole. And at the end of this, I'll show you a little bit of that. Throw some bait on here. You can see I've got a variety of baits to choose from. This is freshwater, so I want to stay with the freshwater stuff. And fireflies usually do really good as bait here. So let's throw a firefly on there, and let's cast out. And we're in shallow water. Let's see how the fish are biting here. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit. All right, so we got a bite, and we've set the hook. Now, if you look at the little meter, the fishing meter there, that's representing the tension on the line, and you reel it in and let out the line on the reel to control that. If you just hammer it and you hit that reel, you will snap the line. It'll go red. When the red line touches the outside, it will snap your line, and you'll lose the fish, and you'll lose your bait. So I just caught a medium cod. That's a good fish. Let's throw another one out there. It's green because it's a tier 2 fish. So when you break down a tier 2 fish, you're likely to get other components out of it. Whereas a fish that shows up gray, that's a tier 1 fish. And generally you only get meat out of those. There's all the way up to legendary fish, which certain recipes you have to make with the legendary stuff. And I've caught a bunch of legendary fish. I don't even know what to do with them yet, but I've stored them away because you never know. What do we got there? A very small mackerel, not even worth talking about, 0.03 pounds. One last aspect of fishing I want to share with you. You can pull treasure chests out of the water by fishing. It doesn't happen all the time. It's pretty rare, but sometimes those treasure chests have gems in them. They have ingots of platinum and gold and silver. They have coins in them. They have all kinds of cool shit. So you can spend an hour fishing and actually pull up some pretty serious treasure. There's a fish sword. That's a sword in the shape of a fish. In other words, trash. It's useless. You can't do anything with it except for breaking it down. So I will do one more catch here. I'll catch one more fish, and then we'll end this little video. My whole point of this was to let people know that Asphodel is open again. You can create characters on Asphodel. You can move your characters over to Asphodel if you've already started on another server. What do we got there? A little small salmon, little 8-pound salmon. Good eating. Good eating. So yeah, that's the deal. And that was really the intent of this video, was just to share with you, like, hey, this has happened. So if you're considering joining in on the new world game, and you'd like to join us, if you prefer these games, there's the Grifters of Mercy. There's my guild. My buddy Mark Longstride is our governor. And we're happy to join you up and happy to make you part of the scene. We hope you will do that. I hope you're going to come play with us, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, I think that's it. Have a fantastic day, y'all. Azmyth Actual signing out.